I have a lot of great memories, but I think what is the most clear for me is that I'm very proud that I left my print. This is how I play badminton, this is how I do badminton. And I think I left my version of badminton in the game, and I'm proud of that. We have things to pass on to young players, to young generations.
Then what you do now, you have to move from here, and it's only the last bit that's when we do the thing, not before. Yeah, of course, now it's a bit tricky to get the power.
Grosse détermination, très professionnel sur le terrain.
C'est vrai qu'il était peut-être moins puissant que les autres joueurs asiatiques, mais au filet, il était monstrueux.
It takes many years to know how to use deceptive shots in the best way.
Il y a aussi une feinte qui s'appelle la feinte de Gadeux, tellement elle est connue.
It looks easy when you see it on court, but it takes a lot of preparation and a lot of practice to put these shots into game.
Il prend le volant par en dessous, et du coup ça fait un croisé, et il y a beaucoup de joueurs qui se l'ont pris.
One thing is to do it at practice for fun, but it's totally another thing to do it on court in a real game.
I was lucky to have some good years with Peter as well in the training when I just moved from my hometown Odense to Copenhagen. So for me to be able to train with Peter for a few years was really important for my game and for my path in turning into a senior badminton player. So I respect Peter a lot, and I still do. So yeah, it was a great motivation for me to see him train, and he's a big role model for me, and he has been since I was a little kid. So yeah, I respect him a lot.
The players also need to understand when to use deceptive shots or fixation in the right way. I would say that I'm very far away from ordinary Danish. Also, a lot of things happened in Copenhagen for the past 20 years. And Copenhagen is now a global city, and it's a very developing city in many areas. And I think Denmark is a smaller scale of everything. We can learn a lot from how French people do things, and maybe the other way around, there's also things to be learned. So there's a difference, and there should be a difference on each country. I thought I had a good idea about the French country, about everything, but yeah, I had a good idea, but now I learned a lot in many ways. This is a really great life experience for me. It is a different culture than where I grew up, where I come from, but it's also a very exciting culture. I love France for a lot of things. I've been inspired by France for many years with food, with wine, with culture. Paris Paris is my favorite city in the world, so I admire your country in so many ways.
Elle a des cernes sous les yeux. Elle est cernée par le désir des dieux.
My parents, they played badminton in the local badminton club. I was crazy about all sports, especially football, badminton, tennis, all this. I was crazy about it. I started playing football when I was 4, and then my parents brought me to the local stadium and they played a little bit with me in badminton, and I started when I was 6 years old. When I was growing up, as a young player, I was looking a lot towards Herianto Abi from Indonesia. I liked his aggressive game, his jumping smash, all this, and I tried to copy that. Zhao Jianhua from China was another player, so I looked a lot towards these players because they were very aggressive, and I like that. When you become a top player yourself, you have a different relationship towards other players. When you grow up as a young player, and in Denmark, when I reached a certain age of 18, 19 years old, and you start winning big things, and everybody expects you to be a future star. And I think I was #1 in the world when I was 20 years old. So from that point, there's no, everybody expects the moment I go into a court, I have to win. That's a big pressure. It's also a big motivation. You know, it's the engine of what I do, but it's also big pressure, so it's both. I had many years of fighting with Lin Dan, Lee Chong-wei and Taufik. I want to do my best to beat them, but I also respect them in a very special way. Meaning I look at them, I learn from them, and think they also learn from me. I'm very impressed about what they've been giving to the badminton world. I'm happy to be part of that group. I enjoy it to be part of that. The media knows me. They know I'm not putting up for reality shows, and even though they ask me, but it's not what I do. They have been really nice to me, and I've been nice to them, and they know they can count on how I am as a person. So it's been a good, I've been having a good relationship towards the media for many years, and I accept that they have an interest, and now I'm getting older, and hopefully young players will emerge in Denmark. But I accept that this is part of the game, and when people see me on the street or recognize me, it's a positive thing because they are really nice. So I cannot complain about that, and I will be nice to them. It's been now 4 or 5 years since I stopped, and it's a long career. So it's like another lifetime. Somewhere, you know, winning All England in '99. I will always remember playing Thomas Cup. Thomas Cup is something special for me, and I will always remember playing these tournaments. Being #1 in the world was a big thing for a long time. For a long time, that was a big thing for me. Winning the French Open was a big thing for me in Paris. Winning Denmark Open, French Open in 2 back-to-back. You don't think so much about the results when you are finished. You think more of the game as a whole. And I have no regrets, I know I gave everything. Sometimes my opponents were better than me. Sometimes I was able to beat them. I like that. That's the nature of the game. I know I gave everything at the Olympics. You know, I lost to the winner almost every time. I know I did everything I could. When you look back now, it's not disappointing. It's the way it is. There were other players better than you, so it's very simple. It's a sport. So sometimes a lot of times it's black and white. And where I am, you know, people expect me to deliver medals, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. My two daughters are actually, one is 8 and one is 12, Alma and Nana. They are influenced, I think, in a lot of ways. They have been part of my life when everybody was watching and everybody was demanding that Peter Gade has to win this and has to win this. And they saw me sit in the corner with a happy face, but also with a sad face and really not happy about myself. So they know that badminton is a lot of things for them. It's not only playing on court. It's also about carrying a lot of pressure on your shoulders. It's about up and down. It's about being strong. So for them, it's a mix of a lot of different things. And I never wanted to put pressure on them. If they want to play badminton, they do, and they feel good and free about it. But I will never put any pressure on them. I will help them, I will assist them, as a parent should do. But maybe they will find they are also influenced about some other interests of mine. I love music, I love food, so they are also influenced about these parts, maybe more than badminton. The younger one, Alma, is 8 and she's playing badminton. The older one, Nana, is more into music, more into gymnastics. So they have to do what they want to do. They have to find the key to their passion. I feel that's my job as a parent. I had some big interests of mine, like one is music, one is wine, collecting wine, and for many years one is food. Some of my best friends are chefs on a very high level. I love to experience also different culture around the world. So I will try to find time for doing this, but to be honest, actually, after taking the job in France, now we are more back into the badminton part, and almost everything is about badminton again. But it's okay, I can still find time for the other things.